Hey guys, welcome back to the Texas State Theory Test, Grade 4. In this video, we're going to be going over questions 9 and 10. Okay, so let's get started. Question 9 says, on both of the two staffs below, A, mark the half steps on each staff with slurs, curved lines where they occur on the major scales. B, draw the sharps or flats that are needed before the notes as needed to make the major scales. C, in the last measure of each staff, draw the tonic keynote, use a whole note. Okay, so before we get started, let's review question number 8, because question number 8 is going to help us dramatically with question number 9. So let's go back up to question number 8 and answer all the questions again. So remember, just a quick review, we're looking for the last sharp of each key signature. We're going to go up a half step from that sharp, and that's going to be the name of the key signature. So we have fat cats go down. That's D sharp. Go up a half step from D sharp, and you should land on E. Remember, the first flat is F. Flat starts with F, so that's the name of the key signature. Here, we only have fat, so F sharp. Up a half step from F sharp, you should land on G. Real quick, fat cats go. That's G sharp. Up a half step from G sharp, you should land on A. And then we have fat cats. So the last sharp in this one is C, up a half step from C sharp, and you should land on D. Okay, so if you got all of question 8 correct, this, question 9, should be really easy. So, first thing we have to do, according to letter A, it says mark all the half steps on each staff with slurs, curved lines, where they occur on the major scale. Now, you can go try to figure out where the half steps are, or you can just remember this little pattern. If we number all the notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, okay? If we number all the notes, the half steps of a major scale will always be between numbers 3 and 4 and numbers 7 and 8. Every single time. I think we did something like this in the 3rd grade theory time book, if I remember correctly. I don't have it right here in front of me. Alright, there is another way to remember what the where the half steps go, and that is, all you have to do, I'm going to do it on the one below here. All you have to do is remember the sentence, we walked home when we walked home. And you have to write a W or an H in between each of the notes. So we go W, W, H, W, 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 H. We walked home when we walked home. And then we just take our pencil, and then we do a little slur right there, wherever we have an H. So an H is between numbers 3 and 4. Notice this lines up with this. 3 and 4, 7 and 8. It should be the same on both the staves. If you have something like this, where you have, I don't know, if you have like a 1 here and 1 here, then you've done something wrong. They should look exactly the same. They should have the slurs or the curved lines in the same spot on both the treble one and the bass one. Alright, so let's back this up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there for you. Remember, that's where the half steps go. Between 3 and 4, 7 and 8, or if you want to do the major scale pattern, WWH, WWWH, it's going to be at the half steps. Okay, so we should now have letter A done. Letter B, draw the sharps or flats that are needed before the notes as needed to make the major scales. Okay, so in the treble clef here, we are in the key of E major. So what does that mean? Well, if we move back up to question number 8, you'll notice that the key of E major has 4 sharps in it. Fat cats go down. So we just have to know the first 4 sharps of our silly sentence. Remember the silly sentence? Fat cats go down, Allie's eating bugs? Okay, the first 4 sharps are F, C, G, and D. So we're going to take that, and we're going to look in this scale for F, C, G, and D. Fat cats go down. Alright, I'm going to name all the notes for you here, so give me just a second. Don't actually do this on your test, but just for our example purposes, I'm going to name them all here. So give me 1 second. Alright, and we're back. Now notice when I named all the notes, what were the 4 sharps that we needed? We needed a sharp in front of F, C, G, and D. So just let's find F and put a sharp in front of it. Here's F, and we put a sharp right there in front of it. C, we put a sharp right there in front of it. G, we put a sharp right here in front of it. And D, we put a sharp right there in front of it. So those are the 4 sharps that we need. Now I'm going to erase all of this. Alright, so we have our slurs, we have our sharps. I'm not going to do the bass clef one right now. It says in letter C, in the last measure of each staff, draw the tonic or keynote, use a whole note. So we have to figure out what the tonic or keynote is. Remember, the tonic or the keynote is the first note of the scale. So whatever this note is right here, we're going to draw that here at the very end. In this measure right here, we're going to draw that note. So we're going to draw E right there. And all we have to do is that. And then the E major one is done. Now let's go on to the A major one. I'm going to name all the notes again. Alright, now we're in the key of A major. Now if we go back up to question number 8, and we got all this correct, A major, we should notice, has 3 sharps. What's the order of sharps? Fat cats go down, alleys eating bugs. So we only need the first 3 of those. Fat cats go. So we're going to go back down here. We're going to look for F. F goes right here. Fat. And then I need cats. Cats. Go. Alright. Now, give me just a second. I'm going to erase some of this stuff. Alright. So, now we need to do letter C and draw in the last measure the tonic of A major, which is just the first note of the scale. So we're going to take this note right there, the first note, and we're going to put it right here. And that is all we have to do. Okay? I know I say that's all we have to do. It's quite a bit, but if you think about it step by step, it shouldn't be that hard. It should look just like this on the test. Okay? So we have our slurs, we have our sharps where they need to be. As long as we know the order of sharps and we got question number 8 right, then question number 9 should pretty much, we should have the answers already given to us. And each one of these is 2 points apiece. Okay? Alright, moving on to question number 10. It says, in the musical example below, A, draw a box around the key signature. B, write a Roman numeral 1 under the tonic triad. Okay, so first thing we have to do is we have to figure out where the key signature is. We should already know because if we look back up at question number 8, those are what the key signatures look like. So we go back down here and we just look for it. So here I'm going to do it in red, but you're going to do it in pencil on the test. We just draw a box around the key signature. Now that we have identified the key signature, let's figure out which one it is. Go back up to question number 8. Our box had 4 sharps in it. 4 sharps is the key of E. So we are in the key of E right here. And all we are doing, we're in the key of E. All we need to do is write a 1 under the tonic triad. So a lot of students don't understand what a tonic triad is. A tonic triad is pretty much just a chord, a 3-note chord, built in thirds, and the tonic triad is where the bottom note is the same as the name of the key signature. So we're in the key of E. I need to find an E chord. So here I have an E, but that's not an E chord. It's not a triad. There's not 3 of them here. Alright? Here I have 3 notes, but the bottom one isn't E. Actually, none of these are E. Alright? Here, I have an E, but I don't have 2 more on top of it, so it's not a triad. It's not a chord. It's just a single note. Alright? Here, I do have an E at the bottom, and I have 3 more notes on top. So this is my tonic triad, or my E triad. So all I have to do is take my pencil and draw a 1 underneath it, just like that. And that should satisfy both criteria for this example. So, there you go. That's questions 9 and 10. I hope this helps. Keep studying, and I will see you in the next video.